What's up, guys? My name is Wes Garcia. I'm a Platinum 5000 here in Marcus Life, and I'm doing this quick video for you guys to pretty much teach you a simple way and an effective way that you can actually use to invite some of your prospects and your guests to see the amazing opportunity and information that we have access to. And I'm going to go through 4 different ways and 4 different styles to 4 different scenarios that you can use to literally get a much greater success rate when it comes to inviting your prospects to see this amazing information. The first one is going to start with your launch event. This is specifically for the new guys, or if you're the person that you still haven't launched your business the proper way, on an easy way that you can accumulate a large amount of people at one time in compressed time frames, as opposed to having to go one by one, and you can actually get everybody together in one spot. Get a professional that can actually explain the information to do the presentation for you, and you can literally start getting greater results at a much quicker rate. And that's the proper way to truthfully be able to launch your business. So if I was getting you started and you were a brand new rep at this moment, this is how I would teach you to invite to be able to gather a massive amount of people at one time, and it's called the launch invite. So the way that is going to go like this: first and foremost, and the number one step is that you have to create energy, you have to create excitement, and you got to be hyped about exactly what is it that you're going to do. The second thing you need to do that you got to focus on is you got to make sure that you actually clear the time and the date of the day that you're going to do your launch event and the presentation. So as an example, let's say we're going to do an event tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Way I would go about it, if I'm going to do the invite, is that I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to call every single one of my friends. Key thing: make sure you make at least a list of your top 10 to 20 names and run through those lists very quickly. The goal is to gather all of them at one time so you can get greater results and be able to launch your business the proper way. So I pick up the phone and I start going through that list. And the first thing I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to clear the date. So I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to call my friend. I'm going to be like, hey, listen, quick question. What do you have going on tomorrow night at 9 p.m.? They're going to either tell me they're doing something or they're doing nothing. If they're doing nothing, great, I proceed. If they're doing something, then I'll tell them straight up, listen, never mind, I'll catch you later. And I'll give them a call later. At some point, they're going to get curious as to why you're asking them that, and you can get to that later. But at the end of the day, they said they were busy, so I can't waste my time. I have to go through my list. So let's say it's somebody that does answer me, that they're free and they're available. Perfect. Listen, I'm inviting some of my closest friends and family members over. I'm making a big announcement, and I really want to count on you being there. Can you make it? At that point, you did 2 major steps. You stated the purpose, and you affirmed and you confirmed them to actually giving you a direct answer if they'll be able to make it, yes or no. So a very simple process to be able to gather a big amount of people. And they might ask you, oh, what is it? Can you tell me? Like I said, it's a big surprise. You'll find out when you get here. Can I count on you? And that's your closing. You literally close them just by asking them if you can count on them or not. And if they're your close friends and your family members, they're not going to question you too much. They're going to make it. They're going to show some support or whatever the case is that you're doing, and they're going to show up for you. Now, the next way that I want to teach you guys to invite is more on a personal note. And this is specifically for your hot market. This is literally for that person that possibly couldn't make it to your launch event, but you still want to show them, or somebody that you know maybe they don't like group environments or whatnot, and you just want to show them directly. Then cool, there's another approach that you can take, and it's called a 2-step text. And the way that I go about it is like this: I'm literally picking up my phone, and I'm gonna give him a call, and I'm gonna tell him, hey John, what are you doing tomorrow at 8? Nothing? Cool, listen, I'm coming over. I got something you gotta see. Something simple around those lines. They might ask you, oh, what is it? I'll tell you more about it when I get there. Another way that I can take it that might be a little bit simple, and this way, like I mentioned, there was actually a text. So if you're going to shoot a text, I'll tell them, hey, are you home? They're either going to tell me yes or no. They tell me yes, green light to proceed. If they tell me no, okay, cool, when will you be home? And then depending on what the answer they give me, they tell me I'll be home later on tonight at 8. All right, cool, I'm coming over, or I'll be popping up. If they tell you that moment, or I'm home now, cool, I'm coming over, and I hang up. And if you guys don't know how to hang up on the text message, you literally type what you're going to type and you put a period next to it, and you show up at that person's house. They might ask you, what is it? Listen, I'm on my way now already. I'll tell you about it when I get there. And at that point, you literally create the urgency. And if you're already on your way, they're not going to tell you, oh no, don't come, when they already told you that they were home. So that's another great approach that you can take when it comes to popping up to your hottest market. But again, that's something that will probably work maybe for like your aunt, a brother, a sister, a cousin, a best friend, really close friendships that you may have, or maybe even a close co-worker that you have that you can pop up on them. That would be a great way to literally show up and approach them and be able to present to them the opportunity. Now, there's a key thing when it comes to you doing that on your own. You see, there's two ways you can go about it to show them the opportunity. Number one, you can either have maybe your company or maybe what you're using has a video presentation that you can use that, or maybe one of your leaders has a video presentation that you can use to show them. Perfect. You show them the information, but most importantly, once that video is done, you pick up that phone and you call somebody that has some type of a success in the company or in the concept, and you get them to get on the phone with you to be able to share their testimony. Because remember, you're brand new. They want to see some type of a result, and because you're brand new, you probably won't have much of a great success, and that's fine. That's why your upline is around. That's why your other teammates are around to be able to help you. At the end of the day, we're in this business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. So make sure you take advantage of the credibility of other success stories that have been created amongst your team. Now, one of my favorite ways and one of the personal ways of how I invite when it comes to showing this opportunity, I'm going to show you two different forms of how I go about it. And you pretty much pick the option of what will work better for you. So one thing that I'll do is that I will literally go ahead and pick up the phone, and I would ask, let's say I'm calling one of my close friends, and I'll be like, hey, John, as an example, what's up? Quick question. They're going to tell me what's up. Is there anything you're doing tonight at 9 p.m. that's making you money? And I stay quiet and I wait for them to reply back to me. They're going to tell me no, yes, or no. Yes will probably be if they're at work. If they're not at work, they're more than 99% of the chance they're not doing anything that's productive that's going to bring them some type of an income. Right? Another way that I can go about it is that, is there anything you're doing tonight at 9 p.m. that's progressive for your future? More than likely, if they're not working, they're not. They're probably watching TV, playing video games, or something that is not productive towards their future. Another way, and you got to understand, you got to learn how to classify this depending on the crowd that you're reaching out to. Another way that I will go about it to somebody that's maybe a little bit more successful or probably has a certain career field, that, or somebody that's a little bit more mature, maybe older, that I will go about it would be, is there anything you're doing tonight at 9 p.m. that's going to give you exponential growth in your finances? You see, that's a very intriguing question for somebody that's a little bit older, because they're probably trying to figure out ways to be able to produce an extra source of income, because maybe what they're doing isn't working out, or maybe they make good money and they're just open to more sources of income. So that's a great pitch that you can use to be able to invite those people to see your opportunity. Now, once I ask that question, they're going to tell me either yes or no, or they're going to ask me, what are you talking about? What is it? Then my next step is this. I found a way to trade currencies in the foreign exchange market, and I thought about you. Very important. You emphasize on the fact that you thought about them. Let's get on a quick webinar tonight so I can show you what I mean. Cool? And that's my closing right there. Why is that so important? Because you got to understand, that's affirmation, and you're pretty much already speaking it into existence, that they're agreeing with you to be able to get on the webinar. If you're going to do a live presentation, I'll tell them, listen, let's get together so I can tell you more about it. Cool? But in the way that we run our business now, and in the modern era that we're at, everything is literally done from one of these. So it's very simple for you to be able to share the opportunity and share the information, no matter where that person is at, directly from your phone. And that's something that I take advantage of. And that pitch alone has worked so effectively for me. And I know if you tried and you apply it the proper way, it can do the same thing for you. Now, the last style of inviting, and this is specifically for the people that have already been going through the market, or even if you haven't, I recommend that everybody, you see, there's a saying that there's more people that you don't know than the people that you know. So guess what? It's our duty and our job to go out there and meet those people that we don't know yet. Because for me personally, in my businesses that I've grown in this industry, my business have truthfully succeeded and exploded because of the people that I don't know. It's not because of the people closest to my list. Yes, I've had a mixture of both of them, but there's a greater percentage of the people that I didn't know that literally blew up my business to a higher level. And if you literally make it a habit that everywhere you go, you at least meet one person, you'll be able to see the significant increase in your business on a day-to-day basis. And the second thing that'll get rid of is that worry of your list ever running out. Because if you're constantly adding people to that list, your list will never shorten, right? And the way that I would go about it, if I'm going to meet somebody, let's say if I'm doing it through social media or if I'm doing it in person, I'll give you a scenario both ways. I would go about it, if I'm on social media, I'll ask a person a simple question. Hey, quick question. Are you open to other sources of income? Yes or no? They're either going to tell me yes or they're going to tell me no. If they are, then I'll tell them great, and I'll proceed to my pitch, which my pitch would be, listen, I came across a way to make money trading currencies in the Forex market, and I thought about you. You seem like you're somebody that's pretty sharp. You always got to make sure that you compliment them. You seem like a person that's very sharp. You don't have, and then I'll pursue with, you don't have to talk to anyone to make money in the markets. Let's get on a quick webinar tonight. I don't know if you have free time. You got to clear the time, and I'll show you what I mean. Cool? You could proceed from there. If you're doing that in person, if you're doing that over the as far as the internet or social media or anything like that, if you're doing it in person, and let's say I'm buying something from you, I literally try to make it a habit. Anybody that's around me that I catch a good vibe. You have to have somebody that's giving me out a good vibe and that I feel like I could build a relationship with. And at that point, I'll ask you questions. I'll ask them, listen, how long you been working here for? I start creating genuine conversation where they'll tell me, oh, I've been here for such and such years, or how you like it. They're gonna tell me, more than likely, they're gonna tell you they don't like it, and if they do like it, that's great. I'm still gonna ask them my next question, which is gonna be, cool, are you open to other sources of income other than what you're doing here now? And they're gonna tell me either yes or they're gonna tell me no. Majority of the time, they'll tell you, yeah, why? What's up? What are you talking about, or what do you do? I go right back to the pitch. At that point, I'll go to where I'll tell them, I'll be like, I day trade and I teach people how to trade in the Forex and crypto markets, and I create a business that'll pay them monthly residuals from anyone who wants to learn the same skill set. I'll teach them a pitch like that. Now from there, whether they're interested in it or not, the beautiful thing about the industry that I'm in is that I make money whether I am building a business or not, because of the skill set I've developed of trading in the crypto and Forex markets. And that's pretty much it, guys. So if you get some type of value with this, make sure that you share this with anybody and your teammates. Share this, take the style, apply it most importantly, because you'll never get the results. You can watch this video a million times, but if you don't take the information I'm giving you in this video, you'll never be able to get the results that you're truthfully seeking. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Again, share it with your teammates and let's have a successful year, guys.